Hello, I'm Melody. So now I will introduce my assignment, the CA3 one. So basically, this assignment is a report to decide a campus network plan. It consists of 6 chapters. So each chapter the first chapter is the introduction, and the second chapter is background research. The third one is network design. So it's the network diagram. The fourth one is the introduction of the operating system, and the fifth one is the subnetting plan, and the conclusion is like the analyze and all my conclusion and solution for the network plan. So now let us start at the first chapter. The first chapter is just tell you what I gonna to do. So what's the project requirement? So I need to like create 2 local air networks in the Dublin campus and the Galway campus. So each campus will have like 4 lab room with 25 desktop PC and 2 lab room with 100 seat capacity, 1 library, 1 star room with 20 hot desks, and the campus Wi-Fi. So now I start to do the background research for the different components. We'll construct the local networks, local area network. Like the first part is switches. So switches is the hardware that helps the different kinds of like computer device connect with the internet. So here is the considering points when I choosing appropriate switches. It's like I need to consider the backplane bandwidth, the wide speed forwarding, and how many switch points should have. So here I list like 3 kinds of the switches, and all of them are TP-Link. The reason why I choose TP-Link is in light of the compatibility issues. So I will choose different kinds of switches, different types, depends on different situation. Like the 48.1 I will use in the lab room because there's 25 PC each room, and there might be some extra device needed. And so in the core switch I will choose this one, T3700G28TQ1. It's the layer 3 management switch. The reason why I choose it is because like layer 3's core switches, you need to work in the network layer. So these switches can support layer 3 routing and static routing, and can separate the network into different subnets and set different visual LAN for each subnet. So then I will choose another component important as well is routers. The routers is the things that help you to connect to internet. It's a device to help to connect internet and real access point. So here's the consideration when I choose the routers. So the main points I need to consider is the package for forwarding rate, the carrying capacity of the routing table, and whether support the network management protocols, and also the scalability. So according to a proof criteria, I choose like 3 types of routers. There also is the TP-Link brand. Then I will choose all of them is the EAP3301. It's the first one. It's not the price is very reasonable. I search in Amazon's around 200 euros, so I choose it in the whole building. So it's big enough for 1.9 gigabits, and you need to mention that it have like 2 internet ports, which is more than the EAP 220 and EAP 320, and I think it means higher scalability. And the cabling point part, I will choose Cat6 in around my whole network diagram here. But like you see here, I will choose Cat6, but in some specific part I will choose fiber as my option. The reason why is like here, for example, see here, I think I will choose like this main fibers as this my main cable as fiber. The reason why is, for example, if this switch down and cannot work, so the switch here, the internet here can immediately switch to another one. Then other switch can support the network as well. So I think in this flat cable I will choose the fiber, and the rest I will choose the Cat6 because fiber is very expensive and I don't want to choose it everywhere, but just in some very emergency situation I will choose fiber to speed up. Then the rest is like the network speed one, and there's different internet choice, and I will choose the 10 gigabit internet, and also the topologies, and introduce some kind of topology and how to creating a LAN, and the IP addressing part I introduce what is IP address and how to classify it, and also the subnet mask. And the DHCP part, DHCP is the things to how you to is a way to how to assign the IP address. So I will use DHCP in my server room to assign some dynamic IP address for some extra users in the whole buildings, especially when you use your laptop to connect to internet or mobile phone. So you need the DHCP service because you cannot do it all manually, and it's a big job. So next part is I introduce the wired networks and Wi-Fi networks. What's difference? Why I need different kinds of network, different ways to connect to it, and also what is patch panel, what is job cable, what is WordJet, and also the virtual learning environment. In the chapter 3, it's basically depends based on the network diagram I decide. So here is my network diagram. It's from the Dublin campus. So in here there's four lab rooms. Each lab rooms with 25 PC and 2 printers, also with access point. So student and lecturer can use their own laptop, mobile, or the desktop PC. So they are all connect to the 48 port switch, which is S switch. Then connect back to the core switch. The core switch will still connect back to the core router, which is layer 3 one. Then it will help you connect to the internet. So for their 4 of the core switch will all connect back to the server room. Also, there's a library. The library also have a core switch. It's core switch E here, and they perform in the same way. Because I think in the library there's 16 desks, isn't it? So there's 16 seats. I think not all the students will take their laptops or mobile to study, and so I put extra desktop PC for use. And also in the staff room, I put 20 PCs because there's 20 host desks in the staff room, and the staff room, the edge switch will connect back to the core switch F. And the lecture room, I think the lecture room there are only one PC use, the desktop use. So I put one here and connect the 2 lecture room in the same core switch G. So that is the whole diagram, and all the core switch will connect with the core router, and the core router will connect to the internet. And also all the core switch will connect back to the server switch. But here is just a Dublin's campus network, so it will connect with the Galway campus through the internet and through the routing table. The routing table will tell you where you need to go. So it'll tell you, hi, I'm Dublin campus, and now I will go to the Galway campus for different IP address. And I also thinking about whether I need to set up the VPN so they can easier to access to each other. But I think they're just the campus, so I didn't put the VPN parts in my assignment. So the next part is the operation system one. Here I introduce 4 kinds of operation system, which is Windows operation system and NetWare operation system, Unix operation system, and Linux operation system. But finally, I choose Windows as my solution because I think it's the most common used one in the market, and I think it's easy to use. And if I have any queries as an IT administrator, I can connect with the window. But if if I use the Linux one, if I don't know how to do and I have some issue in the operation systems, then I think no one can help me. The next part is chapter 5 is introduce the subnetting. So the subnetting part, I will like to separate the local area network into different kinds of VLAN. So here I separate like to 7 VLAN. Depends on different areas. Like here I set VLAN 10 is for the lab room use. VLAN 20 is for library. VLAN 30 is for lecture. VLAN 40 for Wi-Fi. So on. So after the VLAN description, then I use the IP address screen in this design. So I use a website to help me to subnet the ID, the whole address, and the broker's address. The last part is conclusion. The conclusion part is just to tell you how I can meet all the project requirements, and also I will tell you how can I set up students visual in a study online, the online visual environment. Because I do a search, I think most of the college they will use the commercial VLE software package like Blackboard and like Brightplace. So I think model is same kind of things, and I think student can store all their learnings data on the cloud servers and don't have to purchase another storage in the server rooms. So that is all my presentation. If you have any question, please let me know. Thank you.